Natural disasters are not uncontrollable random events. Their impact and even occurrence is dependent on people's vulnerability and their ability to cope with these hazards. The northeastern part of Kenya is an arid area that is prone to natural disasters like flooding, drought and famine, human-animal conflict, among others. ActionAid Kenya initiated a disaster risk reduction program aimed at giving the local community the preparedness necessary to mitigate the effects of disasters.
Ijara is prone to a number of disasters. It's prone to drought, it's prone to floods, it's prone to human-wildlife conflict, it's prone to strong winds. We are the only district in the country program where disaster risk reduction through schools is piloted.
Xoolo maxaan lahay 70 iri iyo 50 looy. Maxaa iga leeyahay xoolaha abaar iyo jire.
Disaster can hit any time and in any place and affect the livelihoods of the affected population.
Disaster risk reduction is mainstreamed into education systems, and the goal of this project is to reduce people's vulnerability to these natural disasters by contributing towards the YOCO framework. We are using schools simply because it is an opportunity for us to create a disaster-aware generation, and quite often when we do have disasters, schools act as safe havens, and they also have a role in normalizing and stabilizing communities after disasters.
Waa inoo sheegan carruurtu ay markii iskuulka imaadaan abaartan iyo jirada fara badan iyo qorraxdan oo si ay noqoto iyo waa inoola imaadaan inuu markii iskuul loo soo sheego.
There are schools where learning was a bit a problem because wildlife could easily come in, disrupt lessons, make even the school food insecure when the school was even getting a school feeding program from other actors. Those schools are now in safer environment because we've made sure that they have permanent fences, and then the learning can go on without any disruption.
Before the fence have been put in place, this was just an ordinary place like any other place in the village. There's a time even wild animals like hippos and buffaloes have come here, and there was almost 2-3 days learning that has been paralyzed because of that.
3 plus 8 is equal to what?
Kabla penzi yekwe maisha yetu ilikuwa ngumu, tulikuwa tunakota animals, tulikuwa tunatoroka nyumbani, hata tulikuwa tunasoma from saa 1 mpaka saa 3 nilikuwa nyumbani, ndio nakuja saa 3 nilikuwa nasoma mpaka saa 6.
iskuulka la oodin cuntada ilmaha waan ku rafaad qabnay oo daanyaarkeen naga xoogay xoolaha afka naga gelinay dameerta afka naga gelinaysa oo eriga naga gelinay dambiye ka aadno sidii meeshan loo xiranay waan reesanay dad noolaadeen noqon oo asturmay.
Women can in conjunction with ActionAid, they visited us here. There was some trainings that were made around. People discussed, we exchanged ideas, and then we came up as a priority about the fence. And some of the benefits that we have noted is that trend of the passing by that has been interfering with, children concentration span. It has gone down.
The most defining approach is use of participatory vulnerability analysis, which is an awareness tool, a planning tool, and analysis tool. We are focusing on using children in school as vehicles for disaster risk reduction, message transmission at all levels.
At the RR Club, we have done several activities, like we have planted a lot of trees in our school compound to act as windbreakers. We have requested the school administration, also the ActionAid, to provide us with water storage tanks. So we harvest water during the rainy season and then we use them during the dry season. Some of the harmful traditional practices is like FGM. This practice is harmful and it affects us negatively. So we have educated our parents on the effects of FGM. We have seen that it has no any positive effect, but only negative.
وقبلها دبي وضرناي كسكرادين كرفادين دبوهاي لكن وقت قدام وحبرشة سيادي.
Ijara is a water deficit district, and because of this global warming thing, because of the climate change, what is happening is we are almost experiencing drought after every 3, 4, 5 months. When it rains heavily, and the whole of this water goes to waste. So what we've done as a project is we sensitized schools and communities and institutions to be very cautious of this rainwater that goes to waste. And we've brought the technique of harvesting the rainwater using water tanks and gutters.
abaara markii aan halkan iyo asar abaratiro meesha manaaziil leeyahay intaas oo kiiloomitir noo jirto aan biyo u doona jirnay.
Raadka maxaa kamid ah iskuul noo dhisnay meeshan aan deganin markii aan dhaco waan guuri jirnay kabta iyo manaaziil isku shubi jirnay iskuulku aan dumin jirnay ilma talciin ma haysan jirin maciishadan ilmaha inay noo nasteen oo talciintooda way noo wataan xawayaan waxaan haysanay way noo cabaan waan xasil baan marnaa waan maalna diiq xoolo ma haysan jirin ilma talciin ma haysan jirin wax oo dhan
nin ooman oo taabacaysan oo qabiisay maanta oo dunyadu orday biyo helin kashan isku hay dhulma.
People are now aware that there is what is called disaster, but as much as it's not within their control, they are again able to reduce the effects.
What are they? Are they to commemorate the disaster? Are they to remember the impact of disaster? Are they to induct people on disaster? Are they to fight out disaster?
We use poems and drums and dramas and dances to pass information to the entire community. Plus it is a sort of entertainment, and in that entertainment there is knowledge inside it. So people get knowledge as well as they are entertained.
Since we don't have fire extinguishers of facility that we put out fire, we usually put sacks and soil buckets with soil. We usually put in front of the classes to be as our fire extinguisher. We were trained last year, December, and first aid. It benefited us a lot. We have that case of fainting. We put him on a safe place. We know how to solve that problem.
The success of the project is hinged on the partnerships that ActionAid has been able to form with the local community, schools, local NGOs, and the government.
Ijara as a district, we've managed to incorporate aspects of disaster risk reduction into our overall development objectives. We lay much emphasis on already existing productive areas like livestock. Then there's also a deliberate effort to enhance other livelihood sources such as agriculture, trade in commodities, and also the service industry.
Hawala markii ay dhamaadeen beer aan bilaabnay oo aan ka soo cararnay beertii gaaja mujaaca waan ka badbaadsan yahay rafaadna hada waa unan shaqadiisaasto ma way dhib kale oo jiraba haday kugu dhicin.
We focus on all policymakers, right at the community level, to the district level, to even at the national level. So we have approaches at all levels. It becomes the business of everyone. Everyone becomes disaster sensitive. Everyone talks about disaster. Everyone is prepared for disaster.
There is a lot of political goodwill around disaster risk reduction. Governments are well informed around disaster risk reduction. And it is an opportunity for us to take forward the policy work. We still need a disaster policy. We still need to move with the curriculum review to ensure that we have more disaster risk reduction content within the education systems.